2026 is going to be an awesome year. We got some pretty cool stuff coming up. First off, we got Foundations of Recovery. This is our flagship program. We're starting it in January.
This is for anyone, man, woman, or couple who wants to come and reclaim their heart from shame, trauma, and betrayal. We start off with an education on all sorts of principles, give you the common language. We feed you from a fire hose in terms of all things recovery.
It is such a great start to recovery. And we get at the roots of things, Tyler. This isn't like any other program. Like, this is our healing journey in process, and Foundations is where we begin.
If you look at the value that you're getting there to kick off a good recovery with all of the right education, all of the right language, and a team to get you started while also being directed by Brannon and myself through the whole process, what a deal.
So if you're interested, if you're struggling, if you've been wanting to do something for a long time, jump into this. This only comes around every so often, and we would love to have you there.
Click the link in the description to sign up for it. And to make it even sweeter, we're also including a raffle for a free pass to the Radiant Dawn retreat. Anyone who signs up for Foundations will be added to the raffle for that free Radiant Dawn pass. If you're a man and you sign up for Foundations, your name still gets entered, and you can give that pass away if you win it to any woman that you want to.
So what you're saying, Tyler, is if you sign up and participate in Foundations, you could possibly go to Radiant Dawn for free?
That's exactly what I'm saying, which is crazy because Foundations by itself is already an insane value.
Man, I sound so salesy. But it actually is awesome. So come to Foundations. And even if you don't come to Foundations, sign up for Radiant Dawn. It's beyond therapy, the best healing experiences that you can have.
Click the link below and come join us. Welcome to the Therapy Brothers podcast.
I'm Brannon.
I'm Tyler.
We're brothers.
We're therapists.
And we know recovery.
Bring your stories, your questions, your successes with real recovery.
Hey, Tyler, you ready to have some hard conversations?
Let's do it.
Let the Therapy Brothers podcast begin. So, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Therapy Brothers. We got a little bit different situation going on today, but it's going to be awesome. So, I'm excited about it. But about 20 minutes ago, I get a text from Tyler. So, Tyler's up in Alaska, and he's just hanging out at a lodge in Alaska, I guess, just doing, what he does, I guess. But the guide hit him up this morning and said, hey, the silver salmon started running. Do you want to go up on the river and catch as many fish as you can? And I think there should be an unspoken rule between us that he doesn't even need to text me. He could just go out and catch some fish, So,
yeah, but he has to bring you some back, right? That's
absolutely. He better bring some back. And so he's off fishing, I guess. So I got one of a person I probably like better than Tyler anyways with me. So, so I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but this is Chase. He's our, we'll mention him on the podcast once in a while. He's been a guest before, but he's as important to our platform and our podcast as either one of us. So, he does a ton for us behind the scenes, just does a ton of work. And he had a baby. Your wife had a baby last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So can you tell the bags?
Yeah, I mean, so he's going off like 20 minutes of sleep right now. Baby's healthy, right?
Yeah, baby's healthy, mama's healthy. So
heck yeah, that's what it's all about. So that's awesome. So Chase came on for a couple reasons. One, I really want to talk to him about what we're going to talk about today. And two, we have our drawing. And so this is the moment of truth. This is the exciting time. We had a lot of entries. And we have here, if you're watching on YouTube, we have here with us what's called the Bark Cup. And the Bark Cup plays a significant role at the Rising Sun Retreat. But the Bark Cup is named after a legend, somebody who's helped us a ton with Rising Sun, somebody who I think has attended pretty much every one.
Yeah, that's right.
So he knows who he is. Guys who have attended Rising Sun know who he is, but that's why it's called the Bart Cup. So we thought, it would be pretty cool for us to do this drawing of who gets the free pass to Rising Sun out of the Bart Cup. So Chase is with us today. He has the Bart Cup with him. He's
right.
loaded it full of all the entries, right, Chase?
It doesn't look like much, but there's actually 260 names in there.
260.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we had 40 contestants come participate in this, which is pretty awesome, whether it was people that showed up as guests on the podcast or that shared our episodes with people. And it's dude, it's chock full. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. We ready?
yeah,
Don't do it yet, Chase. We need a little like drum roll,
just gotta shake it up a little
shake
bit.
it up, shake it up. This is all fair. He can't see the names.
That's right.
He's gonna hold it above his head so that he's not cheating anybody into this.
The thing is, it's the cup itself is nice and sticky from the last time we had
Oh, nice.
sprayed
Nice.
some of that sparkling cider. So all right,
Okay, you ready?
I got the one.
You got the one, K.
Yeah, let's see this.
Here we
thing.
go. Who is it?
And it is Alex.
Alex. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold it up just to show. I don't know.
How
if
does
you can-
Alex know who he is? There might be more than one Alex.
Yeah. So hey, that's what he sent us a text with that name. So we've got him on our roster.
So we know who he is.
But yeah, we know who he is. We'll send him a text letting him know that he won. But Alex, you are the winner. Not all Alexes, just Alex.
Alex, congratulations to the one, the only, the Alex.
Yeah.
can't-
Way to go.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you at Rising Sun. It's going to be a blast. It's Chase is also very involved in Rising Sun.
I love it.
Yeah, it's one of the best things we do, right, Chase?
It is. I actually, you say one of the best. I'd say the retreats and events, those are the best things
The
that
best,
we do. It's
yeah.
just, it's kind of the culmination of everything that we love and do, experience wise. So I've been pumped about it. I'm glad that we're on the books for another one. Getting excited for it.
The thing about it is we enjoy it. It's, when we say it's one of the best, we enjoy it. But the thing that we enjoy the most is just watching people and watching men have life-changing experiences that shift everything for them and help heal their trauma and really get at the root of things for the healing that they're desiring. So that's why it's the best. We have fun. I mean, we hang out, we have a good time, but the reason it's the best is because it's awesome to watch. So, all right, should we shift gears, Chase?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, so I told Chase that I wasn't going to let him go after we did the drawing because I wanted to talk to him about something. So Chase is a unique human being in many ways, and one thing about him is that he's very, I'd say, intentional and also connected, and he listens to promptings and things, and he actually follows through and does a lot of things. So anything from making music to setting up retreats to what we're going to talk about today. So Chase, could you tell us about your sunrise goal? Like, what is it? Like, what does it entail? Like, help me and the audience understand this thing.
All right. Yeah. So, just simply, it is my goal to watch 10,000 sunrises, to experience 10,000 sunrises with 10,000 people within my lifetime.
Okay. So wait, let's let that sink in for just a second. So how many 365 days in a year, right? Like if we do the math out, because there's only one sunrise, right?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, that's how I treat it.
Yeah, I don't think there's multiple. I think there's one. So your opportunity is 365 in a year. 10,000. What are we talking here?
we're basically talking the rest of my life. And you know, I kind of joke about it myself, that I'm pretty tired, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired, but I broke down the math. I started this goal back in 2011, and it's ebbed and flowed a little bit, and I've really recommitted to it in the last few years. If I watch at least 5 sunrises a week for the rest of my life, up to the average life expectancy of a white uh, American male, then I'll live to 76,
Okay.
and I can make it. I
You
can
can
get to
pull it
10,000.
off.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
yeah. We'll see how it goes.
That holy cow, that is so much waking up early. I mean,
It is.
we're talking like very limited sleeping in
Yeah.
opportunities.
Right. Right.
And when Chase wakes up early, uh, he'll sunrise with people that live a ways from him. So I mean, some days you're getting up like way early, right,
Yeah,
Chase?
I remember watching one with your sister Casey on. She was over in Boston on the East Coast, and you know it's early over there.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting in a field out here on Zoom watching a sunrise with her. You know, I have watched it with people all the way as far as New Zealand is, and the Philippines,
Oh, that's
up in
cool.
Canada. So, you know, just all over the place. Most, you know, Utah being the epicenter where I live and branching out. But the the thing that I have a hard time emphasizing, you know, when people are like, "Oh, you do that? That's kind of interesting," and they'll just kind of think that I like sunrises, but I don't care about the sunrise. I care about what it symbolizes, and I care about the opportunity for deep, meaningful stillness, for deep, meaningful connection. And it's one of the best times that I've been able to find. If I can integrate it into my daily routine, my life just flows better from there. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you kind of jumped the gun there because I was going to say why, why do this? And but right there, you just gave some answers. We're talking about. I mean, the sunrise is beautiful, right?
right, yeah, right.
It's beautiful, and I imagine it's beautiful every day, right? Um, but the things you just said, like we talk about, we call it your daily charge,
Mhm.
doing your dailies, like taking care of yourself. You just nailed some really important key things that we preach about dailies, which is solitude and serenity, stillness, connection. And then you're adding in, a lot of times you're out in nature. So you're connecting to the earth, you're connecting to God. So yeah, this goal makes a lot of sense. Well, kind of. It's still massive. But oh,
Yeah.
go ahead, Chase.
Well, I was just, you know, the way that it began, it was kind of like this idea that popped into my head, and it felt so absurd, you know, I remember I was just sitting at church, listening to this guy kind of lecture on about a topic, and I had totally checked out. I was not thinking about anything he was saying, and just had these feelings of, you know, remembering beautiful mornings. I had just done a pretty incredible bike ride across the U.S. and got to visit family along the way. I did a 3-month trip, riding my bike from Portland, Oregon to East Tennessee, and a lot of the mornings or a lot of the places that I stayed, I just would camp, you know, kind of
Uh-huh.
off on the highway somewhere, and you would think after biking all day long that you'd want to sleep in, but the sun would come up and it would wake me up, and it would be this kind of natural, very organic experience. And I would be alert and attentive. I'd feel connected and grounded, and it was just the perfect way to jumpstart things. And I remember kind of sitting in this church reflecting, like, man, what is it about that time of day that's so profound? And it just kind of captured me for some reason. Like, I didn't know. I didn't have the answer. I had some curiosity around it, and it was like, well, I should probably explore this. And decided, just, I don't know how your mind works, but once an idea that's like significant latches on, it's like I'm obsessed with it, and it's like it possesses me in a sense. And hopefully it's a healthy idea, but with this one, it was, what if I watched the sunrise every day for a full year and invited people to go out with me, just as kind of like a jump starter, see what that would be like. And I followed through with that, and I ended up going with over 200 people that year, different mornings. And living in Tallahassee over in Florida, and I loved those mornings. And looking back, there's just so much that unifies us is part of what I'm learning. I spent a lot of times with other people. Most mornings right now are by myself. But either way, it's just that opportunity to slow things down a little bit, which, I get so distracted. I got one of these things. I'm on my computer with you right now, and it's so easy to just get lost in the minutia, just get captured by different things. And this is kind of an attempt to break that a little bit and see if there's another way.
Yeah, I love it. Could you talk a little bit about, you mentioned earlier, what it represents. So what does a sunrise represent to you?
Yeah. Oh, great. This is, I've been working on this one for a while. No, if you think just about the symbol itself, right? From the most obvious is from dark to light.
Okay.
But there's also from down to up. There's also from cold to warm. There's also from sleep to awake. And you could say from empty to full. You could say from death to life. If you think about how the sun, powers everything that we have, we would not exist. I think it's absurd how long we would last if the sun just decided to turn off in an instant.
We would be gone in that instant too.
Yeah, it would
Boom.
we would basically freeze instantly. But and in my relationship with higher power, I think that's where I felt the deepest connection, is the symbol of God manifested in my life, and his presence. It's one way that I connect to it. And I love transformation. We were talking about rising sun earlier, and, not to harp on it too much, but like, the reason that I'm involved in anything that you and Tyler and myself participate in together is because I love watching transformation. I love experiencing it myself. And I think personally, my belief is like, that's why we're here on this planet, is to experience transformations, whether it's a light switch type thing, which sometimes happens if we're lucky, or more often it is like a sunrise. It's like experiencing that first ray of light during dawn, and then boom, fullness. It's beautiful.
There's a reason why we call it rising sun, and yeah, it's SON, but we call it rising sun because,
yeah, I like your shirt, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, someone designed this,
Yeah, how about that? That looks great.
I told Tyler this is the best one, and he disagrees. So, but yeah, it's right. It's as you were going through that list, I've never even stopped and thought about that. Down to up, death to life. Like, I just think, oh, sunrise. Like, oh, here comes the light, you know? I like to watch the light like start coming toward me, you know? It's like, here it comes. But talk about symbolism. Like there's so much symbolism to that. And just intention with your goal. Like it's not just, I guess what I'm saying is it's not just like, you know, Chase is some influencer who's just trying to show off that he's doing this crazy thing, you know, not that that's bad, you know, but there's a meaning to it and there's a purpose to it and there's a, a reason for it. And I know, Chase, that it's already profoundly changed your life, obviously, but it's also had a massive influence on the people that have been able to go with you. And if I could just ask you a little bit about them, just some of the experiences that you've had with them, and just some things that stand out or things that you can think of. You've watched sunrises with a vast array of humans, right?
Yeah.
Just very unique individuals, and you know, you don't have to talk specifically about them unless you want to. But could you speak to that just a little bit? What it's been like to be with other people and to experience them experiencing the sunrise?
Yeah. Man. So I'm gonna show just a couple of pictures, and granted, you probably won't be able to see them super well on the
Oh
camera
yeah.
at all. But so this is a picture from a couple of weeks ago. This is my mom and myself in Florida. We got to go take a trip to visit and be out there, and something that you know, I want to pitch it to anybody that's listening to take it up and do it yourself. Not that you need to do it every day, but just kind of a challenge to get out there and go connect with somebody that you want to deepen your relationship with. And that can be anybody. And I show that picture of my mom as on one side of the spectrum. That's somebody that I already have a pretty close relationship with. And that morning, sitting quietly side by side, no distractions, no technology interfaces, just being able to chat for anywhere, you know. Usually I'm out there for about an hour with whoever I'm with. And it's like walls naturally come down and topics that matter start to surface and people soften. It can even be kind of scary, actually, for anybody that's not ready for that level.
It's vulnerable.
Yeah, it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
It is the epitome of a vulnerable situation.
There's intimacy, vulnerability, like that stuff's going on
naturally in that space. And I was able to learn a few things about my mom that I had never heard of, never known, about a relationship, a friend that had passed away when she was in high school. And it redirected her life, having experienced that loss.
And you haven't heard about her
I'd
experience.
never heard about that. And it was tremendous how it impacted her.
Wow.
My wife, I mean, shameless plug. If you're a single person out there and you're looking for a good way to, you know, strike up a date with somebody, if they are willing to go with you, my wife is the kind of person, she's somebody that I met and connected with during a sunrise.
No way, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, Chelsea, she's the best. This is just quick picture of her. She and I met briefly when we were in Florida, but then we connected once more when we were living out here. Ironically, I was trying to set her up on a date with my little brother, and found out that she didn't live in the same town as him. So I asked her to go share a sunrise with me, and she and I sat in a
baby Sage is here because of the sunrise.
Yeah, baby number 3.
Heck
It's all because of a sunrise. So it's amazing the level of depth and connection that you can experience. And and I've gone with total strangers. I have these little cards. I keep them in the back of my phone in this case, and it's just like a little watercolor, not business card, but it's just like an invite. It just says
That's cool.
free sunrise, and it has my phone number on it. And I've given out hundreds of these, and I get rejected quite a bit, probably far more than I get embraced for that experience. But I've been able to meet some complete strangers and connect with them. And something I know, B, you're asking these questions, and it and to kind of stoke up conversation and learn more about my experience, but I kind of want to shift to the applicability of the question that we have for the title of this podcast. Why should I do something insane? And to some extent, like this is a pretty insane thing to commit to something like this for the rest of my life. Like I could stop tomorrow and be like,
Right.
I'm done doing that.
Right.
But I think the question that I coupled with this intention is, what would my life look like if I did this?
I did this thing.
What if I did this thing? Like seriously, what would my experience be? What could it be? And all that potential just stirring, that even that bike trip that I did, I can't believe it's been this long. It's been like
That's a legitimate
15
little
years ago.
ride you did, Chase.
Yeah, it was like thousands of miles by myself, just pedaling out in the middle of nowhere. And the way that it came about was my dad lived in New Mexico. I was living in Florida. My dad said, "Hey, Chase, you should come out and visit. We haven't seen you in a couple of years." I'm like, "Dad, I can't afford a plane ticket. It's too expensive." He said, "Well, why don't you just ride your bike?" So he's cracking a joke about it. And we're laughing. And later on that night, I was like, holy hell, what if I rode my bike and it just surprised him? Like he would lose his mind. And it was, it was pretty insane to do something like that. But that idea, I mentioned that fixation earlier. Once it plants itself in you, I think there's kind of an intuition that we're given of what could be spiritually rejuvenating or redemptive, or it's like a small checklist of things that God he knows we would love if we did it. And that's one of those things for me. And same with the sunrise. So like, I'm curious, like what's been your experience with this type of thing?
Well, this is one of my favorite topics, and it's really been on my mind lately. So I went to a concert last week, the Lumineers concert, and I didn't really know much about them, but I love their music was great, and I've heard a lot of it before. But the dude is up there just singing his heart out, and his brother had died a month earlier of a heart attack, just out of his 39-year-old brother, and so he was like full of emotion and just singing, and he was drawing from the crowd for healing and just good energy, and I was watching him and I was like, man, that dude's in his element, like good for him. Like he's put himself in a position where he's taking risk and he's flowing, like he's in a state of flow. And it got me thinking, like Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite philosophers and just guys, he says, don't die with your music still left in you. And I think that, we're called to do certain things, and we're all uniquely called to do certain things. And if we don't listen to that call, and if we don't act on that call, then we experience a couple of things. We'll experience depression because we feel unfulfilled. Like, there's more to life. Isn't there more to this? Like, what the heck? Like, so we'll feel a sense of depression. Sometimes there's this angst. There's this like almost anxiety, this uncomfortable feeling of like, I should be doing something, But those feelings, depression, anxiety, those things, they're actually trying to nudge us toward stepping into our purpose and our light. And a lot of times people don't listen. And the people that walk in my office, Chase, are the ones that are just like, I'm depressed. What's the point of life? I'm addicted. Well, wake up and watch a flipping sunrise if that's what you're called to do. Like do something crazy. One morning I woke up and thought I want to be on a game show. Next thing you know, I was on a game show. Like I want to start a podcast. So I could go on and on. But like so many people don't do what you do, Chase. So many people, when they get that feeling of like, wait, I'm supposed to ride my bike across the country, they don't actually think like, maybe I should really consider this. They think so many people got that business in that they're going to start in their mind that they just won't start because they're too scared. They got that book that's in them. They know the wisdom is there, but they're just not going to sit down and write it because maybe no one will read it. There's always a reason. So even though the angst is there, I call it the threshold guardian. The voices come up and say, no, 10,000, you're freaking crazy. Don't try that. So yeah, you got me on my soapbox, Chase.
No, man, you're hitting it dead on for me too, because I'm actually feeling a little bit of, I feel like I'm doing some good in some of these areas, but I do have a threshold guardian over here that's saying, hey, this project series that you want to do, like you shouldn't. It would take time and effort, and you just had a baby. And
you don't have the time.
Yeah. So that prick of my conscience calling me to act. I feel it right now. And I think there's something to that. And I mentioned that intuition there. I think it is an intuition. It's like the thing that you're drawn towards, you feel called towards, but those threshold guardians pop up and they come up with every kind of excuse that you can come up with. One of my favorite quotes, I love this book. It's called The Power of Moments, by Dan and Chip Heath. I highly recommend it to anybody. But the quote is, beware of the soul-sucking force of reasonableness. It's like,
I love it.
Wow. How much of our lives are we just trying to be reasonable? And what you're trying to call upon here is get outside of that. Like, do something crazy. Don't go rob a bank or do something foolish, but like do something that you wouldn't do and see how much color and vibrance that adds to your life.
I think the key, Chase, is to really be attuned to God and to our purpose. So like, if let's just say that I like really, and I wasn't in denial and out to lunch here, but let's just say I felt like I was supposed to go be an astronaut, right? Like right now, I'm just turned 46, just 4 kids, therapist guy, but I'm supposed to be an astronaut. Well, if I really am attuned and I really got that answer, then what should I do?
You should go be an astronaut, B.
So what might happen is I go and I try to be this astronaut, and I go back to school. I start studying engineering and physics, and I start just failing all my classes. And that's probably what would happen. But
it's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a little while. So I just start failing all my classes, and there's bumps in the road, and I never get to space. I never get there, right? Should I have still went and tried to be an astronaut?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And that's the point, right? Like, like you might die. I hate to, heaven forbid, knock on wood. You might die when you're 50, and maybe you only got to 5,000 sunrises. Should you have watched those sunrises with all those strangers when you didn't get to 10,000?
I have yet to regret one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And most people sit back and they're like, well, what should I do with my life? I don't know what to do. Just do something. Like just like step in the arena Like, seriously, it's not that hard. Choose an arena and step in, and then you won't be so depressed. You won't be so shut down. You won't be so unfulfilled in your life. Right? We make it sound so easy, but it is, isn't it, Chase?
Just to some extent, it is. You're right. I mean, I was just thinking about the level of vulnerability that's required for some of these things, and it's not that you have to do the hardest thing straight out of the gate. Like shoot for the stars and you'll hit the sky is what we're talking about, right?
Right.
But it sometimes it's just do something that is within actual range and give it a shot, see what happens. Like
it's just energy movement. If you're stagnant, then it feels stagnant.
Yeah.
But when you start like some inertia, like you start moving a little bit, I was talking to someone last week and I got to say, Chase, I got plenty of threshold guardians going on in my life right now. And like in some ways I'm a hypocrite here, but in other ways it's like I'm not. So I was talking to someone last week and they were telling me about this platform and book they want to do. And I was like, well, do it. Like, do it. And they're like, well, in all these can'ts. And they're like, well, I'm not resilient like you. You can just like do this and do that. You started this, you did that. I'm like, it's not that I'm resilient. Like, and they're saying I'm resilient to the fear of other people's judgment.
Right.
I wouldn't call it resilience. Maybe I'm stupid. But maybe we're stupid, Chase. But no, it's not resilience. What it is, because every time I step into something vulnerable, scary, or big, there's a definite feeling of doubt and fear that comes up, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I would say it's not resilience, it's just persistence through that. It's just like, okay, like it's there. I'm not resilient to that. I feel it. And I guess that is kind of resilience. Feeling
it's I think it's funny though, that even like that probably is a decent definition of resilience, but I think some people just assume that you just have it or you don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that you just naturally have it, and therefore that's why you're able to.
Everyone has it in them.
Yeah, and it's like for me, I use this example with these little cards. How easy would it be for you, Brannon, to take one of these cards you hand painted, to walk up to a man at the gym, and say, "Hey, buddy, I see you over here. I see you working out. What do you say, you and me?
Only Chase, man.
Go watch a sunrise together."
I know.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and do you know how much courage it takes to do that? Not much. Not much at all, actually, because I'm terrified. Every day I go do something like I'm terrified. I'm like, man, I don't want to have to talk to this guy, but I like feel it in my gut that I need to say something to him. I'm like, oh, freak. Okay, hey, what's up, bro? Here's my watercolor sunrise.
Will you help spot me? Oh, and by the way, here's my watercolor.
Yeah, I was noticing your muscles. No, and the funny thing is, like, I get shot down and it stings, and there's times where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't know if you had this experience where, you commit to a goal, you decide to do something insane, you get partway into it, and then you think to yourself, why am I doing this? I've been failing so much. Why am I doing this? And it's so easy at that point to say, like, I'm just going to throw in the towel. I
have thrown in the towel many times there. Yeah.
Right. And maybe sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Sure.
But there's also plenty of times where it's not. And you never know how close you were. You know what I mean?
I know. It's just right over that little bit of fear or whatever.
Yeah. But what a beautiful thing to have opportunities to lean into fear. I think that's really the biggest thing that we're talking about here is just challenging all our predisposition towards fear.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you're talking about because it shows another, like, I guess there's I don't even want to call them ancillary, but there's these things that happen in your life that you don't even realize are going to happen when you just step forth. And like something like practicing getting rejected, like talk about, that's a awesome thing to learn in your life, right? You probably didn't think when you're sitting in church that day, hey, this is going to lead to me getting rejected a bunch by giving this card out. Like we weren't thinking about that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right? And yet God is giving you this. God is giving you this growth through that experience, and that in and of itself is worth this goal, right? That's awesome. But it's those type of things that shut people down, because in their fixed mindset, they're thinking, oh, I'll enjoy a beautiful sunset with a buddy or a friend that really likes me, and that's all it is. And if it's anything different than that, then it's like, this is hard now, huh? Like, what? Most business owners know this, because they're like, hey, I'm going to start a business and it'll be successful. We'll make a bunch of money. And then they get into it and they're like, oh shit. Like, whoa. What did I? And then all the lessons start coming, all the learning, and you refine your business and your product and your offering to the world. And that's how it happens. And so I think people really have that fixed mindset gets in the way. They want significance in their life. And I think, Chase, if you were out like, I'm doing this so everyone thinks I'm awesome, and everyone can just say like, wow, look at you. And then you wouldn't.
I get that all the time.
Yeah. You wouldn't be waking up at 3:30 in the morning and be like, oh my gosh, if that were the only reason you were doing this, because there's things that nobody sees that you do in order to accomplish this goal.
Well, it's taken the step of faith, right? When you answer a call like this. And I think about what's the term? Ambiguous gain. It's like you don't know. You have no clue what you could possibly experience, what possible good you could experience. You just have a feeling. And I love when I act in that feeling. There's a few other times that I've done things like that and fallen flat on my face and still loved it.
I love your stories with that. Like,
yeah, because you've heard plenty of, I mean, you saw my stand-up special, my open mic night.
Yeah, he's done stand-up, he TED Talks, like all kinds of stuff.
Oh, dude, don't even mention that.
Yeah. But those things, those experiences, looking back, like, yeah, you could probably tap into some of the cringe of it, like, that was like really uncomfortable. But you look back and it's like, did you learn? Did you grow? Yeah. Did you have an experience? Living isn't just the fun stuff. Right? It's like when you rode your bike, you had to ride uphill a lot and your legs burned. It wasn't just rolling down, enjoying the scenery.
Yeah.
Right?
There was a day I biked a total of 12 miles and I biked all day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's not all just coasting, but and just rolling with that metaphor. It's amazing how much you'll confront, but it's so cool the stories that you come away with and just the richness of your own life. Yeah.
I love it. And isn't that what it's about?
Yeah.
Like in the end. And I think that's why when people don't have a something, or they're not living on the edge, they don't have this thing, that's why they feel like there's got to be something more.
Yeah.
And
I've got a story I want to share that I feel like is kind of embodies a lot of what we're talking about here. So when I was in college, I went to Florida State University, and I had a professor that I really admired for his brutality. He every class he made somebody cry. and I'm almost not joking about those numbers. It was amazing how much he could critique a piece all the way to the point where you're questioning your self-worth. So there was a point, but he made amazing art, and
he was the Simon Cowell of professors.
Yes, absolutely. Great analogy. So I went and talked to him during office hours one day. I said, hey, man, I want to be an artist. I see you out here. You've made it. You're like the farthest along that I've ever seen. Like your work's getting published. You're getting commissioned art pieces. Like how do you do it? And he said, Chase, do you like dogs? It's like, yeah, man, I like dogs. It's like, how do you feel about surfing? I was like, dude, I love surfing. I'm just eating this up. I'm like, just going with it. And he's like, you should get a dog, move to the beach, because you will never make it as an artist. I was like,
thanks.
and someone said he was serious, like it's just the industry out there. But he rebutted it with the best chance that you have of becoming an artist, and not just the applicability here for that domain, but just in life, is to make cool shit with cool people.
Yeah.
And that ever since, every project that I've ever done that's been in conjunction with somebody else has been amazing.
Love it.
Even the work that the three of us get to do, I love it. Like we're embodying that. Do you remember the first retreat that we ever hosted together? And just how absurd it was. I mean, it was a crap show, dude. It was bonkers.
And yet some people got stuff out of it,
Some people got some. I think we made a total of $250 to split between the three of us.
Well, yeah, I definitely lost money with my gas money going up.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. What a joy that we got to have that. And it was learning profound.
Absolutely.
Out there, we crossed challenged some threshold guardians to get there. And I mean, that's what we're talking about though.
But that is living. And so it's not about the outcome. It's about the day in and day out inputs of your life and choosing to step in. And what's awesome is it's available for everybody to do it. I mean, we live here in America with freedom and opportunity, and we can absolutely put ourselves out there and try whatever we're called to. And some people will be called to one thing, and some will be called to another. Not everybody's riding their bike across the country. But if you've been listening to us today, and it sparked something inside of you, I would just say take that spark and actually do something with it. At least to the point where a threshold guardian's coming up and saying, "Oh, this is stupid." At least you got to that point, right?
Yeah.
But then keep going. Keep going even after that and see what happens. We're not talking about this just because it's a fun topic. This is essential to your mental health and to your happiness. And God wants you to do it. So, Chase, any last words?
Just reiterate, answer the call. If you're feeling that, answer it. Just answer the call.
Amen. All right, you guys, if this was helpful, please share it or leave a review and shout out to Chase. And until next time, keep on keeping on.